Hey fellas, how's it going? I hope everybody's doing well. Super Bowl's over. I'm sure every Kansas City Chiefs fan is excited. Every 49ers fan is ready for the days of Joe Montana and Steve Young all over again. Hey, today we're going to look at some baseball cards. And before we do, I want to pose this question to you. When you think about iconic sets of baseball cards, what do you think about? What's the picture that comes to mind? When you think of, let's say, cards that are vintage but post-war, what do you think of for classic cards? What cards from the 70s are the cards that you think of the most as the vintage card era starts to come to an end? Well, whatever is in your mind right now, right this second, that's not what we're going to talk about today. So let's take a look at the cards where everybody had to be thinking, what were they thinking? Let's turn this around and have some fun. If you're right. And what I'll say is, everybody has a bad day. Everybody, right? The good news is, in 1973, Topps apparently took up the challenge to see how many people they could capture having a bad day. And this is my first installment of this series. I've started collecting these cards because I think they're funny and they make me laugh and a little bit humorous. But what I'm planning on doing is eventually having a top 5 contest on this one of, as I continue getting these cards, which one is absolutely the worst. But category 1 is, they're not great, but they're not that bad. In fact, some of them are kind of cool, but still wouldn't necessarily want this to be my card. First one is of Roberto Clemente, and the reason I chose this one is it's just not a good picture of him. And this is his last card. He did not play this year. He had died in between seasons. And this card is actually a really great historical marker. It has his 3,000th hit on it. And it is a beautiful card, but it's just not a really good picture of him. And so I kind of consider it as a runner-up to not such a great card. The next card is of a pitcher, Dick Selma with the Philadelphia Phillies. And this card is kind of cool because you get a nice picture of the ball in the air. But really why I consider it a bad card is both the pitcher and the batter are in focus, and you're getting the shot of a guy's backside in the process. And I just think it's funny, right? This is the best they could do. This is the best picture of all the pitches they could find. So another runner-up on our marker here. Next is of Rich Hand, Texas Rangers. And this one doesn't have the ball in the air. And again, at batting practice, or most likely a spring season game or spring practice game. But ball's in the air. The batter's not quite fully in focus, which is a little bit better than our previous one. Glenn Beckert talking to the ump, and catcher is in really good view. Nice clear picture of the catcher as well. I consider it a bad picture. All right. And last one for the tier 1 of not horrible but not bad, Reggie Jackson. And I have this obviously because his arm's all fuzzy. Not the greatest growing face. And again, some of these guys are Hall of Famers and they couldn't get good pictures of them, which I find fairly amazing. All right, runner-up category. These are the guys that little bit better than our previous tier, but things are starting to get worse. And so we will start out with a Hall of Famer. Oh, pardon me. I misspoke. A should-be Hall of Famer. Pete Rose. And if I had to guess, he's hoping that is not a catchable foul ball, but it is at least a foul ball. Pete Rose. I think he should be in the Hall of Fame. For a guy who is in the Hall of Fame, and one of his teammates, Johnny Bench, running towards the dugout. Ball is getting ready to fall into his glove, which I think is a really cool picture. But why the backside picture, right? I mean, that's kind of the thing. Why do you need to get his backside and put it on a card? I don't know. Maybe they were trying to appeal to the ladies that year or something. I don't know. All right. Pretty cool play. Make the call. Is he safe or out? Mike Epstein. First base. I think he's going to be safe. Pretty cool card. But he is actually not the center of the image. What are you guys thinking? If you're going to have him, make him the center of the image. But somebody who is on the center of the image, you just can't see him very well. Dave Nelson, Texas Rangers. And again, picture of the pitcher's backside. I don't get it. Dave Nelson, great picture though, right? Action play, maybe that's what they're going for there. But it's way zoomed out. This one just barely did not make my list of in the running for worst pictures. You get the umpire backside, pitcher backside, catcher's in the back over here where my thumb is, and Willie sliding in. I don't know, fellas. I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking. He's fuzzy for heaven's sake. This pitcher's in more clarity than he is. Seriously. All right. Last round, and these guys will move forward as I continue this collection. This is the best of the worst, or the worst of the best. I don't know how to say it. So let's start out with a guy who's probably not going to make it to the next round when I get some more of these cards, Frank Duffy. And the reason I say that is my assumption is Frank is in the air, not the guy sliding. Though if he was the guy sliding, I would seriously consider changing that vote. But seriously, what are we thinking? Not the worst picture that can be taken for this card set, and we'll see that as we move on. All right. Another one, and this one actually took a little bit of effort for me to figure out what was going on, since we've already had so many people out of focus and out of touch with what's going on. But Oscar Gamble, there are 4 people in this picture. and I'm not counting my hands. Number 1, who I'm presuming is Oscar Gamble. Shortstop, I believe. I assume that's a second baseman, and I assume that's a right fielder. And I assume that's actually kind of looks like Encarnacion, if I had to guess. And then that is who I assume is Oscar. I will have to go back and look at some better pictures of him, but yeah, not the greatest. So pretty bad picture when you're one of 4 guys in the picture, and of course you can barely see one of them. But all right, now this one's close. I don't know who to say has the worst picture, but I'm going to go with the picture that I would actually rather not be in. Mark Bellinger, Baltimore Orioles, and he is I think I'd rather not be the other guy in the image, who I need to see who that is. But yeah, just a horrible picture. And here's the thing. He had played for the Orioles for a while. Like, find a different picture. Seriously, what are we thinking? All right, and last and most assuredly not least, and honestly, the picture that started it all, which is I will probably have Mark and this next card go to the next round for who's next as I continue to collect these cards. But Steve Garvey. You don't even get to see the dude's face. My assumption is a home run was hit. He's coming in. He's getting a high five from his teammate Parker over there. But what in the world? I think it'd be okay to be offended if this is your card for 1973. That's all I got, guys. Y'all take it easy. Have a good one. We'll see you soon. Bye.